He has arrived. Illinois' new point guard is officially announced on the Illinois basketball roster. Illinois tweeted this themselves yesterday. Our final piece to the 2025-26 puzzle. Welcome, Mihailo. Mihailo Petrovic has officially signed with Illinois. Now, what does this mean? I still don't fully know. Maybe I'm stupid, but I've been trying to get answers from anyone who could tell me, hey, what does it mean that he signed? And no one is really giving me what that means. Just to summarize what has happened this summer, this cycle, David Merkovich was signed months ago. They announced him, he was on the roster months ago. Petrovic was not. And that was the big concern. I had alluded to it. Like, why have they not announced him? As far as I can tell, presumably the holdup on Petrovic being announced would possibly be something with academic credits. Can he fit into the school or not? Did he have to complete summer work? Possibly. Apparently, again, we're presuming, but I believe presumably that side is taken care of. And now that he is officially announced, we can now work on get the visa, get him over. Him being announced does not mean he is in Champaign. It does not mean he is with the team yet, but an official signing announcement goes a long way toward the end destination here, which is Mihailo Petrovic starting at point guard for Illinois in the beginning of this season. What are your thoughts on all of this, Dion? I think at this point it feels that he will for sure be there, a huge step, but in general, any thoughts on Mihailo Petrovic to Illinois?
Man, I think anytime you can add a 22-year-old freshman with a lot of pro basketball experience, you will. I'm just kidding. But like seriously, like he played at a high level in Europe. I feel like he was very I mean, I think I saw he averaged like 14 and 7 um over there. And I think he's going to bring something to the table that they haven't like truly had. I know Kasparis is a point guard, right? I'm not saying he isn't. I'm not saying he isn't. I think Kasparis is a bit like mentally a bit more combo guard-esque, where he is a good passer, but Kasparis wants to get his. Petrovic feels like he wants to get everybody else involved and will like get Andre involved, Big T involved, and Big Z involved, and my dog Humrizzi as well. So I think they're getting what Illinois is getting, and it's not just Petrovic, it's as a whole, the roster feels very mature. I don't know that I feel like Illinois rosters over the years have had that level of maturity that a Petrovic, Andre, so on and so forth are kind of going to bring to the table this year.
Yeah, mature is a good way to word it, to phrase it, because I feel like maybe the holdup in the announcement was just waiting for Mihailo to officially get off his parents' health insurance plan. That happens at 26, I'm told. So maybe that's why he's now officially with Illinois. He's old. The headshot here. He's old. This is an old man. He's officially listed at 22. I'm sure that is his real age, but allow me to joke a little more about this because he looks like the guy in Benchwarmers that pulled out the loose leaf paper and just wrote "I am 12" on it, and he was actually like 32. I would buy that Mihailo Petrovic is as old as 36 years old based on what his headshot says. So I think you're right. Inherently, this team is going to feel more mature if Petro Bumin is the starting point guard on it, and by all accounts, he will be the starting point guard on it. This is one of the best passers in the Adriatic League. He is an accomplished facilitator, a guy that's going to get everybody involved, going to make life a lot easier on the role players that surround him. Stojakovic and Boswell are going to love playing with this guy. Certainly, the Ivisic brothers and Merck in the front court are going to almost, I would argue, feel at home with another European kind of running the show, running the team. It's going to feel like the type of teams that they grew up playing on, and it's going to be a big boost. Because look, I think I've been on record maybe just being nervous. That's how I would term it. And look, in hindsight, maybe it's foolish that I was nervous about Petrovic arriving, right? But to me, it was very ominous that he had not been announced. I don't like that. Like, he committed months ago. Why are we not announcing him? To me, maybe this is the fact that I lived through the Juwan Howard era, but when things don't go how they're supposed to logistically, I get scared inherently because I've seen it derail seasons. And the reality is, if anything had caught up and gone wrong for Petrovic, this Illinois team was going to be in trouble. Like he out of all pieces they added, think about it. If you don't get Big Z for some reason, or if you don't get Merck and you have to play more guys in the front court, like what we lost Ty Rodgers, okay, like you've got backups at every position elsewhere here. The only thing you don't really have a great secondary option at is the floor general point guard. And yeah, you could have moved Kylan down, but then you have a huge gap at shooting guard and you're kind of worried about what's happening. It makes everything else fall into place. This team was built with Mihailo Petrovic in mind. And I would argue the biggest key to Illinois' season this year is Mihailo Petrovic being awesome, being steadier than Kasper Siakashonis was, less game to game swings. That's what I expect him to be. But this official announcement allows me to take Illinois seriously officially because now I don't hear it in the back of my head. What if something goes wrong with Petro? He's going to be there, and Illinois is going to be very good.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think that that's the element of it. It's a puzzle piece, right? This is the final puzzle piece. It's all come together. And I can't take my mind off the maturity aspect of it. I feel like last year's team, Kasparis in particular, had a little immaturity to it, and kind of that's where the ups and downs that you discussed with Kasparis came in. I think Petro might not have the highest of ups that Kasparis had, right? Because we're talking about the guy that was like supposed to be a top 10 pick. Obviously, he fell to 20, but an extremely talented basketball player nonetheless. And at 22, Kasparis will be playing in the NBA, not coming to college after playing like 7 years of pro basketball. So obviously, they're two different levels of talent. But I don't think Petro's going to have the lows that Kasparis had either, because he's going to take this with a professional aspect to it and take it extremely seriously versus Kasparis was an 18, 19-year-old kid essentially that had higher aspirations. And some of the lows that came with Kasparis come with the 18, 19-year-old one and dones.
Yeah, for sure. With Petrovic in the fold, where do you have Illinois preseason Big Ten standings?
Well, we got Purdue 1, Michigan 2. I guess they're kind of right there after that. I don't know if I would put them exactly at 3, but I think they're in a grouping of teams I would put at 3.
Yeah, I think with Petrovic official, I can take Illinois seriously as high as third, maybe even second if you just want to argue that like they've historically owned Michigan through the years and they're going to be similar caliber. To me, I would still stack rank it Purdue, Michigan, UCLA, but I would have Illinois almost in a tier of their own at four right now, and then everybody else can fight for five. And I just, to be clear, I could not get there until I knew that Petrovic was officially going to get there. And now we think he's going to get there. It's also got to be really nice, and we talk about maturity. It's got to be really comforting for everyone in that locker room to know that there's someone on the team who's gotten a prostate exam already. And
Do you think he's going to rent a car for his time while he's in Champaign, or do you think he
mm,
purchases one?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. We'll have to see. I don't know. I'm excited for all things Petro, man. I'm excited for the age jokes I get to make all year.
I'm excited to see what he does when Boswell does the Sage thing.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And like we're it's the best combination ever because Boswell historically is the youngest player in college basketball history. Anytime anything goes wrong with Boswell, Illinois fans are like, "Well, he's so young. He's 3 years young for his grade." And then Petro is 47. So this is like the Final Four, by the way, where I just progressively add to it. Like when we would tell the story of like Cart booked an Airbnb, it was 3 hours away, and it gets bigger and bigger. That's gonna be me with Petro's age all year.
Hart's going to have us staying with Petro and Champagne for the Final Four this year.
Yeah, it's got to be not too far from Indy, right?
Maybe a few hours.